Chest rigs are as simple as tactical gear can get. How do you quickly and efficiently hold things to your chest while all making them readily accessible and easy to use during military or tactical situations? We even see chest rigs bleed over into the civilian market with things like crossbody bags, weightlifting and running vests, and other things that are designed to hold things to your chest. Briefly diving into the history, the first military chest rigs likely came from the British with their original Grenadier chest rig, which were lines of pockets to hold as many grenades as possible for trench fighting. We progressed into the Cold War with things like the Chi-Com rig and similar rigs, almost standardizing the chest rig into 3 or 4 cell rigs in the center with accessory pouches on the sides. It became immediately apparent to most militaries that keeping things close and accessible on the chest for things like mags, ammo, other equipment was the best and most efficient way for the soldier to carry all of their gear. We even see this move into the development of plate carriers, where most chest rigs nowadays are designed around being placed over a plate carrier in mind. Things like Velcro attachments, placard hookups, and swift clips all make it super easy to attach over armor systems, which goes into our last week's video. Breaking it down today, I have 4 different examples of chest rigs, from the ultra lightweight all the way to a sustainment rig, which covers the entire gambit of what you might be needing for any specific mission set or parameters. Starting out, we have the T-Rex Arms Ready rig, which is an ultra lightweight chest rig designed around holding 3 mags, some pistol mags, multi-tools, some medical. This is ultimately designed for packability, keeping this in a vehicle, in a bag, for an emergency situation where you might need more ammo. So this is the bare minimum you can put on a chest rig. Moving up, we have the Spiritus Microfight rig. Now, a fun fact about this is this might be the first piece of tactical gear that I ever purchased. It's really simple, designed with 2 dividers. I have a triple mag in the back divider. I have the half flap as well as the double pistol mag, which keeps things like my shot timer, my multi-tool, or my target stickies readily and accessible. This rig is super great for just time on the range, where the drills I'd be doing might not be exclusively tactical gear focused. I might only be using this rig for just keeping extra ammo on me or the like. You can also see that I have my Ferro Concept Roll 1 making a return to the channel. Keeping it nice and accessible right there on the front just makes range time that much safer. Ultimately, the tactical scene has kind of moved away from micro rigs in recent memory. Things have gone more towards dedicated rigs for larger reconnaissance missions, Reky missions, or sustainment, but micro rigs still hold a very good place for range time, or if you're out here on land like we have, patrolling for hogs, or just keeping things close to you while remaining small and also still packable like the Ready rig. Moving up in size, we have the Onward Research Reky rig. This one, getting its namesake from its purpose, reconnaissance, is designed around a 4-column mag pouch design, which holds double AR style mags, or you can hold AK mags, which for my AK Goobers out there is pretty handy. I know it can be pretty rough to find chest rigs that work for these kind of mags. So you can see I have a P mag, a steel mag with the flap closed, as well as a Fakelite 40 rounder, which looks a little bit silly, but you can shove it in there and take it out real easy. Now, going further into detail on the Reky rig, I have my Glock on the far right mag pouch because honestly, it just kind of fits well there. I have an Eagle Industries double mag for my radio right now. I have a Spiritus Systems Nalgene pouch to keep some water on it. And then I have a Ferro Concepts mini dangler just for holding compasses, all that kind of stuff. It also has on the back a Velcro place for attaching to a plate carrier with placard setups that take Velcro, as well as the clips for the shoulder straps and everything can clip into plate carriers. It has an internal document storage space that has a Velcro closure here. So that's the Reky rig. Being designed around reconnaissance or Reky, scouting, patrolling, the Reky rig features 2 rows of MOLLE on either side of the mag pouches, which is admittedly a little restrictive, but Onward Research has designed their own set of pouches to be used with this rig. I just don't have them. Come here. Hey, listen, I'm hiding in a bush right now, patrolling. But what I need y'all to do is I need y'all to like, comment, subscribe, leave comments in the section down below. If they're funny, I'll read them and reply to them. Hey, also, if you know anybody who posts funny memes on Instagram, I need some. Send them to me on Instagram, right down below in the link. All right, back to it. Thanks, y'all. Finally, going up the last step, we have the U.S. Marine Corps TAPS rig, or Tactical Assault Panel. Now, this is the big boy of chest rigs. This comes standard as a long row of MOLLE that you can attach pouches like I have with these double tall GP pouches on either side, the speed reloads on the center, and then the tourniquet pouches in the middle. I also have a dump pouch that I've attached to the center to make a frumpy returning to the channel. The TAPS rig features an entire row of mag slots on the back, which have these Velcro kind of flaps. They're not quite flaps, but they're not also not flaps. Most people with these TAPS rigs will take them and modify them, adding bungee cord elastic to these forward kind of front four, which makes mags inserting and taking out a lot easier. I've done that here, as well as attach shock cord to the GP pouches to keep them nice and secured. Now, it's worth considering when talking about the TAPS rig that the TAPS rig was designed around an armor system. I'm a pretty average guy. I'm about 5'11", 195 to 200 pounds, depending on if I've had Whataburger that day, and it starts to go around my chest. When you put these things over armor systems with plate backers, soft armor, hard armor, or just a full-on plate carrier, like we talked about in our last video, these really start to fill out. We're getting into the space of load-bearing gear at that point. But a TAPS rig is a great option if you're looking for something where sustainment is in mind, camping is in mind, or staying in one place for a long time. I recommend with the TAPS rig converting it a bit to take swift clips for things like the Onward Research straps or the fat straps from Spiritus. The straps that the TAPS rig comes with is kind of this weird Y-strap suspenders system that is ultimately just kind of uncomfortable, and you'll save yourself a ton of time just by buying some simple swift clips and putting them on. Okay, so where does that leave us with which rig should you get? Now, I hope I've demonstrated good purposes and uses for each of these rigs, but ultimately, like we talked about last time with plate carriers, you'll have to do some research yourself to see what rig fits your specifications for what missions or purpose you're trying to fill out. Now, I will say, these rigs can get kind of expensive. Some of these rigs are not quite as expensive as plate carriers are, especially when you start getting into buying armor for them or the pouches or whatever. But if you're on a budget, I highly recommend the TAPS rig. I bought mine with all the pouches seen here from Venture Surplus, which was a whole bundle, but the TAPS rig itself for the base rig is around $50 to $70. Going upwards from that, buying the rig with all the pouches was about as expensive as the Onward rig by itself, so none of the extra pouches that I've placed on it. Now, that can obviously be a little daunting when you're thinking about buying just a rig without all the pouches and accessories, getting up in price. However, I don't think any rig from Onward, Mayflower, Haley Strategic, or the like with dedicated sewn-in pouches is going to disappoint you in the long run. Most of these pouches that you get have all the pouches you might need, all sewn in and built to be convenient and ready and easily accessible. Or, ultimately, if you're just getting into tactical gear, you can do like I did so long ago. Getting a micro rig, despite the fad that they might have been, or people telling you on the internet that they're not worth anything, is still a great way to augment any training you're doing on the range, or just holding things to you. It's a lot easier to go for a walk and carry a gun and carry extra ammo if you have a micro rig than sticking it in your pocket or something like that. So this is also still a great option for your beginner tactical gears. Finally, I want to thank you for watching the video. If you have any comments or questions, put them down below in the comment section. And don't forget to like and subscribe. We got some really great reception on the plate carrier video, and for that we are eternally grateful. We're hopeful that this video was entertaining, somewhat informative, or, I don't know, you just like watching tactical gear on a table. If that's the case, again, like, comment, subscribe down below. It makes the algorithm happy, and I will be responding to any comments that y'all have. All right, stay Goobering. Appreciate y'all.